Good, happy Tuesday evening, May 3rd, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, man arrested at Seabrook motel in connection with Connecticut killing. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
My old roof was an asphalt roof. It was really starting to look ragged. It's an island house. I wanted it to blend in.
Okay, this is video from the scene earlier today. Matthew Chandler, 46, taken into custody. A man wanted in connection with the death of another man in Connecticut was taken into custody Tuesday afternoon in Seabrook. Matthew Chandler, 46, was arrested at the Seabrook Inn on a warrant out of Chaplin, Connecticut. Police said Chandler is the suspect in the fatal assault of Jeffrey C. Rawson, 51, at a home on Miller Road. The vehicle in connection with the homicide case was found Sunday in Salisbury, Massachusetts, police said. Seabrook police said they tracked Chandler to the Seabrook Inn on Tuesday morning, and officers set up a perimeter around the hotel. After several failed attempts to get Chandler to come out of his room, the Seacoast emergency response team was called in and took him into custody just before 2 p.m. Chandler has been charged as a fugitive from justice. It's unclear when he might be extradited to Connecticut. New Hampshire lawmakers react to news about potential overturning of Roe versus Wade. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Check out this verbo. Come on. Now I'm here. Now you're here.
Thanks. Thank you. New Hampshire lawmakers are weighing in on the news this morning. Senator Maggie Hassan says, quote, the unconfirmed SCOTUS opinion would be devastating for women's freedom, with a woman's right to live as a free and equal citizen under attack. Congress needs to codify Roe versus Wade now more than ever. And Senator Jeanne Shaheen echoes her statement, saying in part, if it is correct, the threat to a woman's right to choose is teetering on the edge, and with it, the health and safety of millions of women. Nearly 5 decades of progress may be rolled back because of Republicans' obsession with controlling women. Be sure to download the WMUR app for the very latest on this developing story, and stay with WMUR throughout the day. Good Morning America continues our coverage right after daybreak.
Okay, and there you go on that video. As Supreme Court considers overturning Roe versus Wade, abortion in New Hampshire illegal after 24 weeks. Legislation to allow for an exemption for some fatal immunities headed to the governor's desk. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right. Bring home the Kubota L2501 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Where best needs second to none.
In New Hampshire, a New Hampshire law banning abortion after 24 weeks of pregnancy took effect at the start of this year. It currently has no exceptions for rape, incest, or fatal fetal anomalies, and includes criminal penalties for doctors who perform third trimester abortions. Last month, legislation passed the state Senate to provide an exemption for fetal anomalies incompatible with life. That bill is on its way to Governor Chris Sununu's desk, and he has said he will sign it.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Barrel containing human remains discovered in western U.S. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health, specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
Record low water levels in Lake Mead in Nevada have led to a gruesome discovery. Police say that a body was found inside a barrel in the lake. They believe the body is that of a homicide victim from the 1980s. An autopsy was done yesterday, but the results have not yet been released. Investigators say more bodies will probably be found as water levels continue to drop.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Massachusetts OCA's Harmony Montgomery report to be released tomorrow. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health, specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
We are learning new information in the case of missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. Sources tell our sister station WCVB that the Massachusetts Office of the Child Advocate will release its findings this week. Harmony has not been seen in 2 years. She had been in the care of the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families until February of 2019, when a judge awarded custody to her father, Adam Montgomery. Our sister station has learned this latest information, and investigation cites many flaws into the handling of the case. Those include Adam Montgomery's limited involvement in Harmony's life before gaining custody, and the fact that his wife was never fully evaluated. WCVB reports DCF objected to Harmony being placed with her father, but never appealed the judge's final decision.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Woman critically hurt in a crash on Route 3 in Merrimack. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
My old roof was an asphalt roof. It was really starting to look ragged. It's an island house. I wanted it to blend.
And Aaron, just moments ago, they opened up this section of the DW highway to alternating traffic. It's probably going to remain that way, according to the police department, for a couple of hours. To give you a live look at the scene here and step out of the way, you can see now that they are working just on one side. Now, as you mentioned, this happened a little after midnight. According to the fire department, a woman was driving southbound on the DW highway and struck a utility pole right in front of the fire department. She continued on through their parking lot and through a guardrail and ended up on a former spillway on the Sauhegan River. Now, the fire department did take a picture, I believe we have that, of the car. You can see where it ended up there. Now, paramedics were able to get to the woman and get her out of the car, but because those wires were down in front of the fire station, they were unable to transport her. They called for Bedford ambulance, which came down. They transferred the woman to that ambulance. She was taken to the Elliott Hospital, we're told, with critical conditions. Because those wires were down right in front of the fire department, they were unable to get their emergency apparatus out. Because of that, they had to call the Bedford Fire Department for any emergencies north and the Nashua Fire Department for any emergencies south of the fire station. Now they are able to get the fire trucks out, so that support is no longer needed. Reporting live here in Merrimack, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Girl who vanished from Puerto Rico 30 years ago could be in New England, according to FBI. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
The FBI and National Center for Missing and Exploited Children are asking for help as they continue to investigate the disappearance of a girl from Puerto Rico. Officials believe Michelle Delphi Feliciano is still alive and could be in the Boston or Lawrence, Mass. area. Michelle was 4 years old when she was last seen in 1992. The age progression photo there on the right is what authorities believe she might look like today.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. A draft Supreme Court opinion indicates Roe v. Wade will be overturned, Politico report says. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
The blockbuster story broke overnight on the Politico website, reporting that a draft of the Supreme Court's opinion shows the court overturning Roe v. Wade in a blistering ruling. Politico says the draft was written by Justice Samuel Alito and says, quote, "The inescapable conclusion is that the right to abortion is not deeply rooted in the nation's history and traditions." And it quotes him as writing, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's representatives." A big reason to believe the authenticity of the Politico story is that when the case was argued in December, it was apparent there were at least 5 votes on the court to overturn Roe. Alito himself repeatedly made his position clear during the courtroom argument.
Can it be said that the right to abortion is deeply rooted in the history and traditions of the American people?
One of the reporters who wrote the Politico story told Rachel Maddow Monday night that he's convinced the draft is genuine.
Well, we're very confident in the authenticity of this draft majority opinion, Rachel, both in the way that we obtained it and other information that we got that supports its authenticity.
The court is considering the fate of a Mississippi law passed in 2018, but so far blocked by a lawsuit that would ban abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Lower court said it would violate the Supreme Court's abortion precedents, beginning with Roe in 1973, that say states cannot ban abortion before the age of fetal viability. That's around 23 weeks into the pregnancy. If the Supreme Court does end up overruling Roe, that would not make abortion illegal, but it would leave it up to each individual state to decide whether to ban it. And about half the states have already signaled that they would. The Politico story is remarkable for another reason. No one can remember any leak like this, and certainly not in one of the most high-profile cases in modern history. And one other note here, it ain't over till it's over. We normally would not expect this decision until late June. We'll have to see if the leak changes that timetable, Hoda.
All right, Pete, stay with us.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. That is it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.